I told myself I'd just tap it, skim a few seconds, then move on. The video opened with static, not loud, but thick, like it was pressing against my ears rather than entering them. After about 10 seconds, the static faded into a dim room. No music. No narration. Just a single woman sitting on a chair, facing the camera. She looked normal at first. Late 20s, maybe early 30s. Pale skin, dark hair tied loosely behind her head. She wore a simple gray shirt. Her eyes were open, unblinking, staring directly into the camera. The background was a plain wall with a faint shadow behind her that didn't quite match her shape. I checked the time again. 12:49 a.m. She spoke suddenly, without warning. "You're alone." I almost dropped my phone. It wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. Not a question. Not a guess. A statement. Calm. Certain. "You wouldn't be watching this if someone else was with you," she continued. Her lips moved slightly out of sync with her voice, just enough to make my stomach twist. "If they are, they won't stay." I paused the video. My heart was pounding harder than it should have. I laughed quietly at myself, blaming sleep deprivation and cheap horror tricks. Still, I didn't close the app. I resumed the video. The woman tilted her head slowly, as if reacting to my hesitation. "You paused," she said. "That's okay. Everyone does." A chill ran through my arms. This wasn't live. It couldn't be. And yet, the timing felt personal, intimate, in a way that made my skin crawl. "Before this ends," she said, "you'll hear something behind you. Don't turn around." My room felt suddenly smaller. I became hyper-aware of the darkness behind me, the way my bed pressed against my back, the door slightly open to the hallway. I told myself it was scripted, generalized enough to apply to anyone watching alone at night. That's how these things work. She smiled then. Not wide. Not threatening. Just enough. "Your name," she said softly. "You never like hearing it spoken out loud this late." The video cut to black. I stared at my reflection on the screen. The room was silent, too silent. I waited for the next part to load, but the video had ended. No jump scare. No explanation. Just black. Then I heard it. A faint sound behind me, like fabric brushing against fabric. Slow. Careful. Every instinct screamed at me to turn around. To look. To prove to myself that nothing was there. But the woman's voice echoed in my head. "Don't turn around." I sat frozen, phone clenched in my hand, listening. The sound stopped. Seconds passed. A minute. Nothing happened. I exhaled shakily and laughed under my breath. "This is stupid," I whispered. "I'm imagining things." My phone vibrated. A notification popped up. New video uploaded by the same channel. The title made my blood run cold. "You turned around." I hadn't. I was sure of it. I checked my viewing history. The first video was there. The second one had been uploaded 30 seconds ago. Against every ounce of logic, I tapped it. This time, the woman was standing. The camera angle was wider, showing more of the room she was in. It looked disturbingly similar to mine. Same layout. Same door placement. Same faint crack in the wall near the corner. "You did well," she said. "Most people don't last that long." Her eyes shifted slightly, not at the camera, but just beside it, as if she were looking at something else. Or someone. "I'm closer now," she whispered. The lights in my room flickered once. My chest tightened. I stood up, backing slowly toward the door, never taking my eyes off the phone. "This isn't real," I said aloud, saying it felt necessary, like a spell. The woman frowned. "You always say that part." I slammed the phone face down on the bed and reached for the door handle. It wouldn't turn. I twisted harder. Locked. I never lock my door. Behind me, something exhaled. Not loud. Not aggressive. Just close. My phone began to play audio on its own. Her voice filled the room, no longer contained by the small speaker. "I told you not to turn around," she said, her tone almost disappointed. "But you always do." Eventually, the pressure behind me grew heavier, like someone leaning in. I squeezed my eyes shut, heart hammering so violently it hurt. "You invited me," she continued. "You watched. You listened. You stayed." The room felt colder, the air thick and stale. My phone buzzed again, vibrating against the mattress like a trapped insect. When I opened my eyes, the screen was on. The video was live. The woman was no longer alone in the frame. I was sitting beside her, pale, unblinking, staring into the camera. She leaned closer to the lens. "If you're watching this," she said gently, "it's already midnight." The video ended. My room went dark. And somewhere very close to you, a screen just lit up.